86 days.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Boy, did not take long last night, did it? Not at all. You might have settled in for what you thought would be at least 15, 20 minutes for the start of the Major League Baseball draft yesterday before you'd have a chance to celebrate the selection of Heston Kjerstad. I was in the middle of stand. I was ready to sit down when I thought he would be picked. I was going to sit down at around the seventh pick of the draft, right when my Pirates were about to do the selection, and after Spencer Torkelson gets selected first overall by the Detroit Tigers, which was a foregone conclusion, it had seemed. I was all set for somebody that I'd watched for the last couple of years at Vanderbilt to go second overall, shortstop Austin Martin, and then Rob Manfred, who, I mean, I'm almost hesitant, SmackDown, to get you to play the sound of his voice on our show here. I'm not the biggest fan of the baseball commissioner over the last few months, but because he utters the name Heston Kjerstad, you might as well go ahead as Rob Manfred steps to the podium. And I'm not even looking at the television when he says this.
With the second pick of the 2020 MLB Draft, the Baltimore Orioles select Heston Kjerstad, an outfielder from the University of Arkansas.
And at that very moment, I jumped up as high as I've ever jumped in my entire life. My head almost hit the ceiling, which is like 11 feet above the floor here in the bachelor pad apartment. And I screamed at the top of my lungs, "What?" Which I think I echoed on a tweet that came out 60 seconds later. A huge surprise to see Kjerstad go second. There's no doubt about it. There isn't anybody that we spoke to. There wasn't any mock draft that was published in the last 5 months, not just the last few days, that pointed to this selection by the Baltimore Orioles. But I tell you what, SmackDown and Matty T, the more I think about this, and of course I was thinking about it pretty hard last night. I went on a couple of Baltimore radio programs this morning to be able to flesh out my thoughts a little bit more. I'm not an Orioles fan. I might be in the future. They got Blaine Knight, of course. I absolutely love this pick. Not just for Kjerstad, because this looks so fantastic for the Razorback baseball program. It should make Heston a nice extra chunk of money than he would have gotten as a 7th or 8th or 9th or 10th overall pick. But I love this for the Baltimore Orioles for many reasons, and I love this for Heston Kjerstad for baseball reasons. I think this is a terrific marriage, SmackDown, and maybe I'm just trying to be optimistic about it. Maybe I'm just an overflowing Heston Kjerstad fan. I think I've got reason to feel that way. But even as an unbiased observer, if I could step back for a moment and just know from what I've watched from Heston, what I know about the sort of pitching he faced week in, week out here at Arkansas, what the Orioles have inside their minor league system, and the ballpark they play in, which plays to Kjerstad's strengths, I love this pick for a lot of reasons. And then there's the emotional attachment, too.
There's pretty much a toss-up, I think, when we went into this thinking it's either going to be him or the Austin Martin, the kid from Vanderbilt, as arguably the two best hitters. I mean, you knew the Arizona State kid. We all knew that was going to happen, him going 1 overall, but then it was kind of a toss-up between those two. I'm like you. I was not ready. I was talking to my parents when this was happening. They were asking, was like, so where do you think he's going to go? And I pretty much echoed your pick. I really thought he was going to go to Pittsburgh. It just seemed like that's everything that when we had Kylie McDaniel on the show, between everybody, that's kind of what we talked about. And as soon as his name, I was watching on YouTube TV and I was on the phone with my parents when that happened, and my mom, they were about 30, maybe 15 seconds ahead of me, and you just heard my mom just utter off the biggest scream of excitement in the history of screams. And I thought something was wrong. So what the heck happened? She said, Heston just got drafted. And then right about the time she said that, then Manfred popped on my screen and said it. So it's a great marriage, I think. It takes one team to fall in love with the player. And everything that you've seen with with Baltimore, they love him. They love the kid. They love the athlete that he is. He's a power hitter. You heard KP talk about it on the draft last night. His swing-to-miss ratios just steadily went down throughout his time, and his home runs have just kept going up and up, but he never lost power throughout any of his time here at Arkansas. And if you can hit home runs, there's a plenty of spot for you on an MLB roster.
Well, I've got a lot of thoughts as to why I think the Orioles looked at Kjerstad as the second overall pick. Things that stand out about him aside from his power, and some other thoughts about Kjerstad. Of course, today is rounds 2 through 5. The rest of the draft is later on this evening on ESPN2, and so now it's Casey Martin, Casey Opitz's turn as far as current Razorbacks, and then a number of incoming freshmen who are on major league teams' rosters with a 5-round draft. A good chunk of them are not going to be selected. But let's get back to the Kjerstad pick here, and I feel like there were more eyes on the major league draft yesterday than is usual because of the shutdown and no sports. So it just seemed that there was a little bit more, I don't know if attention is the right word, but just more people watching it because you did not have Stanley Cup Finals, you don't have NBA Finals this time of the year. There's nothing else going on, literally nothing else going on, other than the first round yesterday. So, as everybody got a look at Heston Kjerstad for the first time, I feel like his dog is more popular and more famous because of his reaction too, which I felt SmackDown almost encapsulated some of the wide-eyed exuberance that we've seen from Heston over the 2.5 years he played at Arkansas. He just always had that exuberance that you also saw, and I don't remember the dog's name, but did you see that?
I did.
He gets picked, the dog celebrating.
Just as much as Mom and Dad are.
Yeah, almost heavier than Mom and Dad were.
Yeah.
Like Mom and Dad almost took it like, okay, so he got picked. And the dog's going nuts. It's like the dog thinks it's getting perhaps a $7.8 million bonus. It's
going to Baltimore.
Kjerstad. Yeah, it's going into top-notch dog food, I guess. Boy, 877-377-6963 if you want to react to the selection of Heston Kjerstad as the second highest Razorback ever picked in the draft. You have to go back to one of my favorite Pirates of all time, Jeff King, who was the first overall pick, 1986. So then you got Kjerstad number 2. And, even if Kjerstad had the sort of career King had, it's a good first overall pick, though I have a feeling Kjerstad enjoys playing baseball a lot more than Jeff King did. It's part of the legend of Jeff King. He didn't like baseball, but he was still good at it. Heston loves the sport, and I think he's going to get better at it, and I think he'll have a better major league career than King had.
I think the biggest thing I took away from last night, and I know we're coming against the break here in a second, but the humbleness of the press conference from the Zoom conference last night. He was so humble with every answer that he gave. And towards the end of that conference last night with the media, that was about 7 or 8 o'clock last night, boy's got a chip on his shoulder a little bit because I think a lot of the Orioles fans thought they should have went with the Vanderbilt kid.
Well, and on the show I went on this morning, which is the Orioles flagship station, Vinny Serrato, their lead host, openly was skeptical of the pick. He wasn't a big fan of the pick. I feel like I talked him down off the fence a little bit. But look, you're getting different skill sets from Austin Martin and from Heston Kjerstad. Martin is a contact guy. I don't think he's going to hit for much power. He's got speed. He's going to be a good batting average guy, maybe a high on base. Kjerstad, though, if you're looking at OPS, run production maybe is the things more than anything. Kjerstad's home run ability might play better than Austin Martin's on-base ability, when it comes right down to it. Martin is more versatile, more of a guy that can play a number of positions, do a little more when he gets on the bases.
Right.
But Kerstad's the kind of guy who's going to knock him in, hit it over the fence and allow Martin to walk in from first base in that case. So who cares about his speed? And once they watch, I think once they get to know Heston, they'll be happy with it. But then again, wait, you can never really... You can't make up your mind about a draft the day after the first round. Never. It's just there's something about the Orioles front office that their fan base just doesn't trust. That's what that's about. But you got Adley Rutschman, first overall pick last year. I don't think they had an issue with that. I don't think they should have an issue with Kerstad at number 2 either. We've got some sound from the now former Arkansas Razorback Heston Kerstad, and your calls and texts as well. 877-377-6963. Halftime, right back.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
I asked Hunter Yurchek over here at Paragle, I said, look me in the eyes and tell me I'll be dead if we ever play them. And he said, Miss Lisa, you'll be dead. Well, I'm not dead. Before they play in football, maybe I'll be out here at Laredo Cemetery, and y'all can come by and let me know the score.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic 479-785-2323 or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
We're here to tell you about Boost Mobile's new upgraded network.
That's right. Stronger signal, faster speeds, and more coverage.
So now you can get everything you want faster, like Pitbull's music.
No, the new upgraded network means you can download music faster than ever before. It doesn't mean that it will make Pitbull songs faster.
Oh, so this isn't the song.
No, this is the song.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Step up with Boost Mobile's new upgraded network. Stronger signal, faster speeds, more coverage than before. Switch and get 4 unlimited lines for $25 per line per month and 4 free LG K51 phones. Access to upgraded network requires compatible device. New customers only. 4-line offer requires at least 1 port and activation from eligible carrier. Free phone limited to 1 per line while supplies last. Customers using more than 35 gigabytes of data during billing cycle may be deprioritized during times of congestion. Offers and coverage not available everywhere. Additional terms and restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com or retailer for full details.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to-go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids' meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to-go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3. Want more halftime? Make sure to listen to the Halftime Pod, presented by Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering. Give them a call at 479-308-9123. The Halftime Pod is available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Let's do a podcast from right here in the booth.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
We absolutely love this bat. He is the best left-handed hitter in the country this year. He plays a good right field. He's a big guy with gigantic power. It's power to all fields. It's not just pull power. And he's had a tremendous career in Arkansas, and he was having a ridiculous season before the shutdown happened. He's been flying up boards ever since. So we're so excited about him. We think he's a middle-of-the-order bat. Great kid, blue-collar kid, hard-working kid from a good family, and a tremendous addition to our farm system.
Well, you know, and by the way, that is the Baltimore Orioles Executive Vice President and General Manager Mike Elias, who, by the way, looks like he is the same age as Heston Kjerstad.
He really did.
Well, that's the trend in baseball, the young GMs. Poor Heston Kjerstad, not a single member of the Baseball Hall of Fame. All 333 of them have a silent J in their last name, so... Boy, it's just a bust of a pick for Baltimore, isn't it?
It really is.
Must be. Let's get to some sound from Heston Kjerstad here. He was on a Zoom press conference that was put together by the Orioles last night. He was on one this morning that was put together by the Arkansas Athletic Department. This is from last night's Orioles Zoom press conference. And, of course, when you're talking about Arkansas baseball over the last 20 years or so and guys making it to the major leagues, got to talk about the coaching staff headed up by the one and only Dave Van Horn.
He took a chance on me when I was just a high schooler, gave me an offer, a scholarship to come play at his great program. And, you know, I'll always be thankful for that. And, you know, while I was there, he took such good care of me, whether it was helping me reach a new level or helping me with whatever I needed. He was always there, and he was a father figure there for me, in my opinion, for all of us when we're away from home. And there's no other college coach in the country I would ever want to play for than Dave Van Horn.
You know, and the story of Kjerstad coming to campus, SmackDown, is awesome. Tony Vitella was his lead recruiter. Of course, Tony's now the head coach at Tennessee. And, you know, Kjerstad did not play well when Dave Van Horn got a chance to see him at a showcase, is the right term to use in Texas. But he loved his exuberance, loved his. I think he liked what he saw at that point from Kjerstad was, in Dave's words, a leadoff batter, center fielder. So he saw somebody at that point who was like 5'10", 170 pounds. When Kjerstad got to campus, he was 6'2", 6'3", 210, 215 pounds. So he had completely changed. He was no longer, you know, a leadoff hitter, center fielder, base stealer. Now he's a corner outfield masher who just stepped on campus and started hitting with his eyes closed. And so, I mean, that's one of the things you hear about Kjerstad. What was he, a 38th, 36th round pick out of high school?
36, I believe.
He wasn't on anybody's radar, really. And, yeah, Dave and the coaching staff deserve credit for, seeing something in him at that time, because it's tough to be able to project high schoolers into what they're going to look like in a couple of years. Their ability to coach them. It also says something about Heston's body growing and he growing into that body at the same time and just becoming, I think, a different ball player than he was as a high school senior. And that says a lot about Arkansas's ability to recruit, to project these kids, to coach them up, and essentially turn them into a completely different player.
It's a recruiting tool. I mean, this is the greatest job that, Dave Van Horn has ever done, one of the things. I mean, to take a kid that was a 36th round pick out of high school to where he is now, the number 2 overall pick, that speaks volumes to the coaching staff of Dave Van Horn and all of his assistants. And if you're a high school kid, especially now with all the the drama and just everything that's going on with Major League Baseball, I would argue you might get better coaching rather than going through 2 or 3 years of the minors. You go to Arkansas and they could transform you.
Well, and there's also, I believe, something to be said about playing within the team structure in college compared to playing in the minor league team structure at the lower levels, in which your own numbers, your own talent, you're competing essentially against the guys on your team to be promoted up to the next level for position battles there and for the future, and to hope to not be released. And so I can say this from experience working in the minor leagues. The final score in minor league baseball games just doesn't matter very much. It matters to, maybe the people in the dugout here and there, but nowhere near the level of importance of a win or a loss in college baseball. So you really learn to play the game in more of a team sense here at Arkansas, I think, than you do in the minor leagues. And I think Kerstad's always been a great teammate. It's been a lot of fun to see him, become transformed from the freshman that was getting a lot of crap to the junior that was giving the good-natured crap. And I'm sure he got some good-natured crap that first year from Blaine Knight, who's eventually going to be a teammate of his, either in the Baltimore minors or in the major leagues at some point. And Heston did touch on the possibility of playing with the Dark Knight in the Baltimore minor leagues.
He actually gave me a call this morning, and he wanted to wish me luck, and he was just telling me, enjoy it, embrace the moment. You're going to remember that day for the rest of your life. And he was like, good luck. He's like, wherever you go, you'll be in a great place. And then actually, like 30 minutes ago, he gave me a call. I answered it, and he was pumped. And, I'm pumped too to be back on a team with Blaine. We got along great while I was at Arkansas. And, we're both talking about playing on the same team again soon and how we're both looking forward to it.
Yeah, I know Blaine didn't have the best year at Single A this past season, but it was his first full season of minor league baseball, and I think you got to kind of ball that up and throw it away and see what happens. What'll be interesting too. I remember we talked about this with Knight when he was on the show a couple months ago. And by the way, we're hoping to get Blaine on the show today at 1:30, as long as he's able to complete some stuff he had to do this morning and this afternoon. You remember one of his minor league teammates was Caden Grenier, the Oregon State shortstop who had a game-tying hit in the soul-crushing Game 2 loss in the College World Series Finals against Oregon State. So now, last year the Orioles' first overall pick in the draft was the Beavers catcher, Adley Rutschman. Now you've got 4 players from that final series in their minor leagues. And all of them are top-notch prospects, by the way. So at some point, you'll see Adley Rutschman, Caden Grenier, Blaine Knight, and Heston Kerstad maybe all in the same lineup in the big leagues.
Does that just tell you how much talent was sitting on that field in 2018?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, there was talent already, but, now that you got essentially, we'll just say 4 first-round – what Blaine was a 5th-round pick?
I know.
4th, 5th.
Mid first tier.
We'll just say, I'll phrase it like this. You've got 4 guys that were drafted in the top 5 rounds, and that says something. And that's a kudos to Oregon State just as much as it is to Arkansas, because they produce top talent. Arkansas does as well. And coaches know that. And I guarantee you the Kansas, I can't remember the guy's name, but the Kansas City Royals GM,
Dayton Moore,
probably had a conversation with Baltimore because of the kid that's coming from his son committed to Arkansas. I guarantee you there's a lot of communication, because Dave Van Horn this just put him even further. Is it too hard? Is it too much to say he's on Nick Saban status of college baseball?
Yes, because there's no national title. So that's that unfortunately, if
you're right,
to be honest about this, that's the one thing that's missing. And so yes, there is a difference there. And I hate to put it that bluntly, but that's just the way it is.
But he's still, and I'm not trying to put a damper on the conversation because this is still exciting, but the guy's been producing talent.
Oh yeah.
It may not turn into national championships, but it's turning into kids cashing in on their lifelong dream of being a professional baseball player, and it's all because of him.
Overall, and yeah, Dave deserves credit for this, but this also shows the value of college baseball for high schoolers. Spencer Torkelson was not drafted out of high school. Kerstad was 36th round pick. These are the first 2 picks in the draft this year. So going to college makes a pretty big difference for a lot of these younger players. And, hey, there's going to be more kids going to college and playing baseball now because of just 5 rounds. So it's just an added commercial for coming to play college baseball and the opportunity to turn that into a lot more money in 2 or 3 years. Bob Holt's coming up after the break, and as I did mention, Blaine Knight perhaps at about 1:30 if he's able to get a couple things taken care of. Plus your calls and texts throughout the show. We'll continue as well with our Best TV Dads bracket put on by Southern Tire Mart. And Bob Holt after the break. Get any questions in for Bob, 877-377-6963. Zach and Harrison liked that MLB Network had Tim Corbin, Vanderbilt's head coach, on, ready to talk Austin Martin when Kerstad was picked, and then he had to say, yeah, I remember seeing Kerstad play too. That was fun. Back after the break with the Democrat Gazette's Bob Holt.
At CDW, we get that in business, the only certainty is uncertainty.
I agree. Or do I? I do, I think.
Well, an APC micro data center solution implemented by the experts at CDW provides certainty that your infrastructure will deliver the performance and support your business needs. So you're ready for anything.
I'm somewhat, maybe reasonably confident. That sounds great.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/APC.
I will, probably.
Hey guys, I know there's a lot going on right now in the world, and we're all shopping online. I just saw that AT&T started doing 2 really helpful things for those who want to buy a new phone or device online. They're offering fast, free, no contact delivery, and curbside pickup, so that online shopping is as simple and safe as possible. On top of that, they have a flexible return policy, so you can shop at ease. You can visit att.com to learn how to shop online from the safety of your home 24/7. Subject to change, restrictions apply.
Hello, would you like me to find workout classes near you?
There are no stores that sell glasses within 10 miles of your location.
There's enough artificial in the world. That's why Michelob Ultra is brewed with no artificial colors or flavors. With just 95 calories and 2.6 carbs. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0.0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing Altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday, still serving all the 906 specialty items, with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination, following all of the state guidelines in a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but thought it would be too difficult? Then try Babbel. Babbel starts by teaching you words and phrases that gradually get more complex. Soon, you're practicing short conversations. So in 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking a new language in a few weeks. Babbel is built around real life. It teaches you practical conversations that you will actually use. Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Folks, we at Mosquito Joe understand how important your yard is. It's where some of your best memories are made with your family. It's where you play catch with your kids or grandkids. It's where you have your friends over for those backyard barbecues. You don't have to keep letting mosquitoes crash the party. There's a solution for that now. Mosquito Joe protects your yard so you can focus on what's important. Call Mosquito Joe today. Get your first service for just $39. 479-202-9960. That's 202-9960. Or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Spring is here and there's no better time to get out of the house and back on the road. Time for the windows rolled down and the radios turned up. Southern Tire Mart proudly offers America's most trusted brands such as Toyo. Trust us for your last minute getaways, open road adventures, and memories that outlast the drive. When you can rely on your tires, you are free to enjoy the ride. Your Toyo tires are waiting for you at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith. Southern Tire Mart and Toyo, we keep you rolling.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Shot clock's at 10. Jones forces a three, and it goes anyway. Wow, Mason Jones with a three. Arkansas is up 67-62. Archie Miller wants a timeout with 2:01 to go.
Bob Holt from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette joining us on Halftime on this Thursday. Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Oh, great. So you must have been surprised. You know, you've watched Arkansas baseball throughout Heston Kjerstad's career. You know the majors pretty well. I don't know anybody that had Heston Kjerstad going as high as he did. But, again, the more I think about it, the more I think this is a very good pick by the Baltimore Orioles. What's your perspective on what happened yesterday?
Well, yeah, like you said, I'm not going to pretend I knew the Orioles were going to take him second. I'd read all the or most of the projections and had him going, probably in the top 10, which that seemed to make a lot of sense. But yeah, I think he'll do very well with Baltimore. I mean, I who knows when baseball is going to return, or if there's even going to be a minor league season or what, but I would expect Heston to move through the minor leagues pretty quickly, kind of like Andrew Benintendi did, and probably be playing in Baltimore, at least by 2022, if not earlier. And like I said, we got to see kind of what happens moving forward, but that's a hitter's ballpark, Camden Yards. We know that, and I think Heston, he has power at all fields, but that'll be a really good place for him to hit. And I think he really improved as an outfielder from sophomore to his junior season. I remember talking to Nate Thompson about that, and Heston was a solid outfielder. He made some good plays. Obviously, sometimes he took some kind of interesting routes to the ball earlier in his career, but I think he'll be an above-average outfielder for him, and he can play first base. I think he showed he could play first base in the fall. He could obviously DH, so. I think it's a pick that makes a lot of sense. Bit of a surprise. The Orioles obviously were going to advertise they were looking at him. I think the Tigers were obviously locked in on Spencer Torkelson, but it's great for Heston. It's great for Arkansas because it's just going to help Dave Van Horn recruit all the better in the assistants.
And it's been so much fun watching Heston over these last 3 years, and now today. You're looking at Casey Martin, potentially Casey Opitz going in the draft. And I wonder if you think that some teams might, I don't know if fall asleep on Casey Martin is the right term. They're very cautious about Casey right now because of what looked like almost a month-long slump to get to start this season. I think that they're cautious about, they're not sure what position Casey plays. And I don't know, the more I thought about Kjerstad's pick, the more I liked it. And the more I've thought about Casey Martin and his tools and the results, the more I'm understanding what major league teams are thinking, and that there actually might be a legitimate chance, if they don't come off a certain number for a bonus, that Martin might be in the Arkansas lineup again next year.
I guess that's possible. I think he'll go pretty early today, and hopefully he'll get a good offer. I mean, I think that if there would have been a full college season, I think that would have helped Casey's stock. I mean, not that they didn't already have a lot of scouting, because he played obviously a ton his freshman and sophomore seasons. But he started off slow this year, struck out a lot, struggled, and but he was coming out of it. I think he was 10 of 26. Had 10 hits in his last 26 at bats. I credit Matt Jones with that stat. I think I read that. And he was coming around. And I know he had a lot of errors last season at shortstop, but I think a lot of those, or some of those, were due to the fact that he got the balls that a lot of guys wouldn't get to, and then, maybe rush throws, or maybe just should have not made a throw. But, I just got to love his combination of speed and power. That's pretty rare. And he's a guy that really can play all over the infield. And I think Dave Van Horn said he could play in the outfield. I could see that. He's such a good athlete. So, hey, man, if the Tigers took him today with their first pick, I think that'd be great. He obviously coming back to Arkansas is an option, but I got to believe he'll be picked fairly high today and signed. But it's interesting to consider.
One more thought from me, and then I'll hand it over to SmackDown. So 4 of the top 6 picks yesterday from SEC schools. 5 of the top 11 came from the SEC. And of the 37 picks last night, 9 of them played in the SEC. Now, if I didn't tell you that was baseball, you might think that was the football draft. But it was baseball, and so it just goes to show. And, the talent level is one thing, but the SEC, I think, is as dominant in baseball as it is in football. The draft numbers tell me so.
Oh, yeah. Well, you just look at the national polls. You look at the College World Series every year. There's usually 2 to 4 SEC teams in Omaha. You always see SEC teams hosting regionals and super regionals. Sometimes you got SEC teams playing each other in super regionals, like what happened in Fayetteville last year when Ole Miss came to Arkansas. But, yeah, the SEC, might be more dominant in baseball than it is in football. I mean, it's just, baseball's big in the SEC. You've got great facilities. Players, look at Heston. I mean, he was, a 36th-round pick out of high school? Now, he probably would have been, I'm sure he would have been picked higher if he'd indicated he was going to sign. But, I don't know, maybe it would have been a 10th-round pick or something. But he made himself a ton of money by coming and playing at Arkansas. I think that happens to a lot of guys in the SEC. And obviously major league teams are, they know that if a guy plays in the SEC and does well, that means he's going to be ready to play in the majors pretty quickly, probably, whether he's a pitcher or a position player. So that's just great for recruiting for Dave Van Horn and all the other SEC schools. They can say, look, yeah, you got drafted, whatever, and you got offered this and this, but if you come play for us, look what happened to Heston Kjerstad. Look what happened with Andrew Benintendi. Any number of guys. I guess it's going to keep. That's a trend that's just going to keep continuing. That you're going to see, high draft picks from the SEC every year, and lots of them.
Speaking to Bob Holt here on Halftime, Bob, keeping it on Heston just for a second. We've had conversations in the past just with all-time Razorbacks. Whether it be basketball, football, baseball, softball, whatever it may be. Where do you now that Heston, he got drafted number 2 overall, where do you think that puts Heston as an all-time Razorback? Is it up there with Darren McFadden now, just for the amount of success that he had, the amount of success that he had at Arkansas, which turned into an extremely high draft pick? I'm just curious, kind of where you think Heston is as an all-time Razorback.
You're talking about for every sport. I'd have to put him up there. Obviously, with baseball, I didn't get to see Kevin McReynolds play here. That was a little before my time, but I know he was an awesome college player who got hurt, or else he would have done even more things. He had a really good major league career. I covered Jeff King, was the number 1 pick. He had a nice major league career. He wasn't, like a perennial all-star, but he had a really nice, I think, 10 or 11-year career. I'd say Heston, you have to put him right up there with, top players in Arkansas history, because, he was on back-to-back College World Series teams, and that's never happened here before. And he really was a starter from the day. He started all 69 games, I think, his freshman year in every game. His sophomore year, I guess he missed 1 game because he got into an umpire, which that's really, I can't remember the umpire's name. I think he made a really bad call on a ball strike. And for Heston to come unglued like that must have been a really horrendous call. Because one thing I really like about Heston, obviously he's got a lot of talent, but I also think he's got a great temperament for the game. He never seems to get too high or too low. He was always good dealing with the media. If he got asked, obviously he got asked about home runs and great plays, or if he got asked about some mistakes he made, he was always a very even keeled, I thought. So I guess that's going to serve him well. So, Yeah, it's really sad that Arkansas fans didn't get to see more of him this year, because I think he would have just, I mean, as good as his stats were for 16 games, he just would have put up some incredible stats if he'd been able to play a full season.
I want to transition to football for a second. We talked about yesterday SEC Media Days being moved to the virtual setting. And I was reading on Saturday Down South this morning, our pal Connor O'Gara had an article up of the 10 things he's going to miss the most about SEC Media Days being in person. And he talked about like being the best one ever. I mean, you're having Mike Leach and Lane Kiffin, the quotes, maybe the battle between Feinbaum and Nick Saban. But at number 8 on his list, Connor O'Gara said he's going to miss you, Bob. He said he's going to miss your questions at SEC Media Days.
I still get the questions, though. It's not like Bob was.
But it's all about being there in person, though.
Well, that was nice of him to say. I wonder if he needs to reassess that. But yeah, I mean, I wish they were having SEC Media Days, but honestly, given the the coronavirus concerns, for everybody, players, coaches, media, SEC officials, and it just really wouldn't have made a whole lot of sense to have it, this year. I can't think of any conference that's not doing it virtually. I'm not sure. Maybe the ACC had announced what they're doing, but I guarantee you nobody's going to have a normal media days this year, which is unfortunate because, but obviously for SEC media days, you have like 1,000 media who go, or at least request credentials, and then you have, you add in the players and coaches and staff people for all the schools, and you got players going from room to room, getting interviewed by all the various outlets, and it just would have been a logistical nightmare, I think, trying to take all the precautions, keep everybody safe, and then plus you're going to have teams probably starting to get some kind of workouts going in July of some kind, and they're not going to want to interrupt those to go to media days probably. So hopefully things will be back to normal by next year. But yeah, it's always a fun thing, and it obviously gets everybody excited for football in July when there's not a whole lot else going on. And of course, right now there's not very much. I guess golf's going on, and NASCAR, and hopefully get some basketball and baseball here at some point, hockey. But yeah, it was sad that SEC Media Days aren't going to be like they normally are, but really it's the only thing that really made any sense.
Bob, we are having a Best TV Dads bracket that we started yesterday. It's sponsored by Southern Tire Mart. You got a favorite TV dad that you watched either growing up or in the last few years that stands out for you? Mine's Archie Bunker. He's not in the bracket. I got an issue, but that's the one I would pick.
That Best TV Dad, yeah. I mean, I remember, All in the Family. That was a really groundbreaking show, and obviously a lot of it was done so satirically. It's funny how I'm not sure a show like that could go on the air these days.
No way.
Probably. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to think of maybe watching. I guess I watched Leave It to Beaver reruns. I always liked Ward Cleaver. Wasn't that his name, Ward? I think.
Yep.
I think
it was. He's in the bracket. So put Bob down for a vote for Ward Cleaver SmackDown.
We got it.
Okay.
And I guess a little more modern. I guess Tim Allen on what was that show? The Tool Man, or what was that?
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. Yeah, Tool Man was his show, like on the show, right? Is that? Yeah, I always liked Tim Allen. I think he's a pretty funny guy.
I know Clay Henry yesterday brought up he really enjoyed Fred Sanford.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Sanford. So that was a great show. Growing up, Red Fox. I don't think I really knew much about Red Fox before that show, and yeah, he'd always be clutching his chest and whatever his late wife's name was. Here I come, and he had Lamont, I think, was his son, and that was a good show because that was really one of the first shows I can think of that had black actors in the lead. But yeah, that was a funny show. I can't remember what night that was on, but we always watched it whenever it was on those situation comedies, I guess, where hijinks ensue.
Bob, you're the best. We're up against it. We'll leave it there. Appreciate your time, your thoughts. Thank you, and looking forward to talking to you next week.
You're the man, Bob.
Okay, thanks. You guys take care.
You too. You think about it, though. At the same time, in the same era, you had All in the Family and Sanford and Son on at the same time.
I'm trying to remember.
And then the Jeffersons, too.
I remember the Jeffersons. I remember Sanford and Son. I'm trying to remember I know I've probably seen a couple episodes of All in the Family.
I feel like, I know we've got a bracket of 16. We probably could have done a whole round of 32 and had no problem with it. But, we only did 16. That's fine. That's fine. By the way, you can go to hitthatline.com and vote in the Best TV Dads Bracket, brought to you by Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540, exit 14 in Fort Smith. Quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires, plus the best-in-class service. You'll get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart. And we need to be wrapping up the first hour of halftime next.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is open and ready to serve you in the dining room or on the patio. Make your reservations by calling 478-9600. Joe's wants to say thank you to everyone that enjoyed curbside to-go and delivery service. And please know it's not going away. So come on in to Joe's for chips, salsa, all your favorite Tex-Mex, family packs, and your favorite cold beverages. Joe's Grill and Cantina, 478-9600 for reservations. Joe's Grill and Cantina on South 74th Street across from Harps.
The disruption due to the COVID-19 pandemic will not soon be forgotten. As a result, business practices are changing almost daily. At times like these, family means everything. Hey, I'm Drake Smith here for Pinnacle Telecom. If you're a customer of Pinnacle Telecom and need assistance during these challenging times, we are here for you. Call us at 479-242-0000 and give us an opportunity to help, because you are family, and family means everything. Pinnacle Telecom, tomorrow's technology today.
Time is running out to make the move to Dish. Only $59.99 a month when you sign up now at World of Wireless.
Save money for the next 2 years with the Dish 2-year price guarantee. They're the only TV product on the market that will guarantee your rate for the next 2 years. Sign up from Dish with WOW World of Wireless. We're a local premier retailer. We've been offering Dish for 24 years now in the River Valley. Call 877-305-DISH. Come by our new location right at the light in Barling next to Frank Rowe Furniture, or call 877-305-DISH.
What about if you've gotten an offer in the mail from a competitor or from the national company? Can you honor those same prices?
As a premier retailer, which we are, we will honor any mailer. So if you've got a mailer in the mailer, call us at 478-6616, our local number, or 877-305-DISH, our toll-free number, but that rings to our local office. Just call us with any mailer offer. We will honor or bring it by our new store.
All right, your premier Dish dealer is World of Wireless, and plans start as low as $59.99 a month right now at World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Hey, Dad? You want to have a catch?
I'd like that. You could win the ultimate Father's Day getaway. Head to hitthatline.com and register to win an all-inclusive stay at Gaston's White River Resort. This includes 3 nights deluxe lodging, 2 days of guided fishing on the White River, and $200 to enjoy at Gaston's Restaurant. Just register at hitthatline.com. The ultimate Father's Day getaway is brought to you by our Track Sales and Rentals in Clarksville, Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling, Gelco Outdoors in Fort Smith, Metters Lumber Company in Alma and Ozark, Big Creek Trading Company in Harrison, and by Make Awake Boats in Van Buren. No purchase necessary. You can register once per day. Winner announced on June 19th. Win the ultimate Father's Day getaway from Gaston's White River Resort. HitThatLine.com and ESPN Arkansas.
Junior? Yes, sir. I love you, Dad.
Happy Father's Day.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Baseline drive. Sills feeds Joe left corner. Step back. 3 on the way from Isaiah. Perfect. Nothing but the bottom for Joe. and the Hogs are up 45-28.
I've been saying he's the best shooter in the country.
They're talking about the best dads bracket there. B.E. texting in, he was a fan of Suzanne Summers. It was in All in the Family. Wasn't she also Three's Company? That's where her star really took off. I don't remember seeing her in All in the Family, but then again, I didn't see all of the episodes. You can't forget, though, that Home Improvement is where Pamela Anderson started her television career. She was the tool girl for the first 2 seasons on Home Improvement. And Married with Children, Christina Applegate. So, yeah, if you're going to go with Suzanne Summers, you got a couple others that are also in our bracket that definitely stand the test of time. Another text in on our text line here from Sean in Alma, talking about Heston Kjerstad gaining power throughout the course of his career. He says he gained power because of his improvements made to the opposite field. That's true, and Kjerstad did come to campus with opposite field power, but it definitely improved over his final, I hate calling it 2 years because he only played 1 month this season. He had 37 home runs in 150 games at the University of Arkansas. I don't remember how many were to right field or center field or left field, but if you were to look at, if there was, and I know there would be inside the baseball office, a spray chart of Kjerstad's, just look at the home runs or just his base hits. He had plenty of base hits to left field, plenty of hits up the middle. He is not just a dead pull hitter. That is one of the areas where teams might shy away from taking Casey Martin. Is Casey? He is not as refined as Kjerstad, and is pretty much a dead pull hitter for the most part. And if Casey's able to hit it up the middle to right field, it would make a world of difference. But he would also have to, I think, change his swing just a little bit. 877-377-6963 for your opinions and all of that stuff today. So I knew this a couple days ago. I didn't mention it on the show. I went to dinner with Mike Neighbors, Arkansas women's basketball, and I knew that the women's basketball team SmackDown would be the second to schedule Arkansas State and UCA after baseball. And this is going to start in 2021. But this will be a lot of fun because SmackDown now, you're going to see Arkansas women's basketball play all of the in-state schools over the next 4 years. I don't know if they've actually scheduled UAPB yet, but I know that they're trying to. But they do have, they're playing Little Rock next year at the arena with no teams in North Little Rock. After that, although they don't have them on the schedule, Arkansas and Little Rock will probably play a home-and-home series, Fayetteville and the Stevens Center. So Arkansas already is scheduled to do the same with Arkansas State. They're going to go up and play, I guess it used to be called Centennial Bank Arena. I don't know what it's called anymore. But the arena in Jonesboro, the Convo. Just call it the Convo.
That's what everybody – it's First National Bank Arena, but everybody knows it as a Convocation Center.
Yeah, and that means – so I used to go there doing games for UALR women's basketball, and I just can't wait to get my mouth around a Convo dog again.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
We were up there for a WWE event about a year and a half ago, and it hits different.
So it'll be a 4-year series against Arkansas State, home-and-home stuff. Hogs will play UCA either in Fayetteville or I believe they're going to play one game in the Ferris Center in Conway. And this is just going to be great. It's awesome. I love it. I hope men's basketball does the same thing at some point. Baseball's already doing it. And, look, the coaches would have done this for years. I feel like Mike Anderson would have scheduled these teams. I feel like Jimmy Dykes would have. Tom Collin would have. Gary Blair would have done the same thing. So now the schedules are starting to get filled up with these in-state schools. It's good on you, Mike Neighbors and DVH.
Absolutely, and good on everybody. Just to kind of get this ball rolling. Which, like we've mentioned a couple times, it took a pandemic for really this to happen, but it's good. It's good for the state. It's good for everybody because a lot of times you hear conversations of because since they're in Fayetteville, a lot of fans can't really make it up to Fayetteville for the weekend. But now that this is happening, we've already had the Little Rock stuff happen. Now you're going to possibly, let's say for conversation, you got the Razorbacks coming to Conway. You got them coming to Pine Bluff. you're hitting Jonesboro eventually. You're hitting pretty much the four biggest cities in the state, essentially.
It's a road show, man.
It's a road show. I mean, that's a good way to put it.
I think some people will point that this could hurt recruiting if you lose to these teams. And I just don't think that's the case. This actually helps recruiting no matter what the outcome of the games are, because you're taking your team on the road in other parts of the state that they've never been before.
Right.
And where is Arkansas women's basketball's top recruit for next year from?
Fort Smith.
Jonesboro.
Yes, excuse me.
Ilana Eaton.
You're right.
She's
I'm
from
sorry.
Jersey Wolfenberger is the one from Fort Smith. She's in the 2021 class. But, Ilana Eaton is from Jonesboro. Where is she going to school? She's a 5-star recruit. Why does she want to play for Arkansas? Goodness gracious, it's the SEC. It's not the Sun Belt. That's why. So this isn't going to hurt recruiting. This only helps recruiting, especially for some of the athletes in the eastern part of the state. It's easier for them to go see you in Jonesboro or see you in Little Rock or in Conway. It's okay to travel to these towns.
Still think it'd be cool if they could pull off like a four game like 2-day round robin kind of thing and turn it into almost. I mean, obviously, like bring the fans in, but that's a big recruiting tool because I mean you could bring a lot of girls in, typically with women's basketball, who could be getting looked at by, say, UAPB, UCA, and then you bring in Arkansas State and Arkansas. That's a big recruiting tool. I mean, nevertheless, if I don't know who the women's coach is at Arkansas State, if he was to pull one off from Mike Neighbors, but even then, I mean, it's good for basketball. It's good for the state of Arkansas with women's basketball. And eventually, as this thing grows and grows, it's going to be great for just in-state athletics as a whole.
Shay Hamilton has sent me Kerstad's spray chart. Way to go, Shay. Used to be the SID at baseball at Arkansas. I ask and I get. It's from D1 Baseball, and you bet your bottom dollar. He had plenty of hard contact to left field and center.
Look at Shay coming in clutch.
Thanks, Shay. Ask for baseball info, get baseball info, and it's pretty valuable stuff, too. Yeah. Look at all those green dots going to left field for Heston Kerstad. Those were actual baseballs at one point. 877-377-6963. If you got more baseball info we can release, send it to us. Second hour after the break.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there's a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. It's a difficult time right now, and social distancing is vitally important. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep running. It's a great way to exercise in solitude, build up your immune system, and keep from going stir-crazy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips on how to take care of yourself during this time. And remember, just keep running. This has been brought to you by True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
At AOG, we realize some customers are facing challenges because of the pandemic. We're here to help. AOG can offer you a wide array of payment options. Please call us at 1-800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com. Manage your account online 24/7 by clicking on Login/Register in the upper right corner. You can also simplify your life by enrolling in electronic billing, auto pay, and average monthly payments. Thank you for being a valued AOG customer. We're all in this together.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Clear sky tonight, and overnight low will drop down in the mid to upper 50s. A whole lot of sunshine Thursday. Our high temperatures on Thursday into the low to mid 80s. Friday, a whole lot of sunshine. Our high temperatures 85 to 89. And then it looks like we'll see more sunshine for Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson. Make sure to listen to the Morning Rush every weekday morning from 6 to 9 on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
It's fast. It's exciting.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is halftime, coming at you from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3.
These guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from hitthatline.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
Hey, hold on. It's almost halftime.
Nobody else is sending any other spray charts to me.
Not yet.
I guess we found the only Heston Kjerstad spray chart available on the internet on D1 Baseball. Thanks, Shay.
Don't say that. You're going to be in Clarksville. Will have you covered here in a minute.
Yeah. Or maybe Dave will just send one in from the office right now. I'm sure he's listening in without anything else to do. We do have good news. Blaine Knight will join us in about 30 minutes. The Dark Knight is up here in Fayetteville getting prepared, I guess, in case there's some semblance of a minor league season or players are asked to report to somewhere. Otherwise, he's pretty much got to do what Jake Reindl told me he was doing. I told you I saw Jake at the PT College League a couple days ago, and you know he's a Cubs farmhand, and he says he's got to send in video to the Cubs every week. You know, essentially showing the minor league coaches and the major league staff too the things that he's working on and what his pitches look like. And boy, is that a weird way to try to develop. Virtual development in baseball. It's not the new big thing. It's not going to stick around any longer. Might have Zoom press conferences going on for a long time, but actual one-on-one development virtually, doubt that thing is going to stick. All right, so let's look at the Baltimore Orioles, which is now Is there a chance this could turn out to be, it's never going to be the favorite team in Arkansas. I know this is Cardinals country. I'm not expecting that to change. Got a lot of fans from...
Careful with what you say about the Cardinals. You're going to upset some people.
You know me. I'm not going to be careful with this. It's not going to happen. But, you know, I mean, it makes sense for the Cardinals to be the favorite team around here. It's the closest city. Or is it? I guess it is. To Little Rock, it's 6 hours. Little Rock to Texas Rangers ballpark is 5 hours. But the proximity is not the reason why. St. Louis was the farthest south Major League Baseball went for decades. And so that's why, you know, here you got tons of Cardinals fans. And the success. It's easier to root for the Cardinals than it is some of the other teams. Lots of Cubs fans, plenty of Braves fans, lots of Rangers fans, Astros fans, and Royals fans. It's about the 6 favorite teams here. And then, you got your Yankee fans and a couple of Red Sox fans that found out about the team in 2004.
I don't understand the Yankee fans in Arkansas.
Well, Bubba's a Yankee fan. He grew up in West Fork, but he also grew up a Yankees fan.
Well, that's different. I mean, if you grew up there or around there, I get it. But, like, my best friend's he's a Michigan football fan, and he grew up in White County, Arkansas.
Yeah, this doesn't make
any sense. What the crap is that? Yeah. So.
It's like my cousin that grew up in New York City. I used to tell him, would you please pick a region for crying out loud? The guy was a Mets and a Yankees fan at the same time. You know, he would root for the Giants, not the Jets, but for some reason the guy was a Nebraska football fan. He'd never been to the state of Nebraska his entire life. I don't know if he still has. It's like, well, why are you a Nebraska football fan? Oh, I know why. Because they win lots of games. That's why.
Right.
So easy to pick a team when they're winners. Pick the losers, for crying out loud. Or pick the Orioles, who are losers. They've lost 100 or more games in each of the last 2 years. They did have 3 playoff appearances in the decade prior to this miserable 2-season stretch. But 2 years ago, Buck Showalter was cost his job after losing about 115 games. Brandon Hyde was the first-year manager last year. They still lost 107. They are very short on pitching, but they do have some good pieces in the minor leagues for pitching, including Blaine Knight, that's ranked as the 25th best prospect in the Orioles organization, according to MLB.com. Instantaneously, Kjerstad becomes the second best prospect in the Orioles organization. And the only reason he's not number 1 in Baltimore's system is because last year's top overall pick, Adley Rutschman, is probably still ranked a little bit ahead of Kjerstad as a switch-hitting catcher with power and his defensive abilities. But what else are you getting as becoming a member of the Baltimore Orioles? There aren't a lot of great outfield prospects here in Baltimore. So the path is clear for Kjerstad if he does what we think he can do in the next year or two to get right up to the major leagues on the fast track. Admittedly, Baltimore's best hitter is right fielder Trey Mancini, but that doesn't mean Mancini's going to be the right fielder in a couple of years. He's 27 years old. I think he'll be available for free agency, and maybe he ends up as a trade option for Baltimore. So remember this too, and I don't remember off the nose what the distance down the right field line is, but it's a short porch in right field in Camden Yards. And if the divisional alignments hold, there's a short right field fence at Fenway Park. There's a short right field fence at Yankee Stadium. Could you imagine Kjerstad hitting in Fenway, of all places, with his ability to go to left field and the Green Monster?
Yep.
I mean, the American League East ballparks are built for Heston Kjerstad to mash, no matter where it is that he's playing. Baltimore, he'll play half his games in Baltimore once he gets there, but then he'll still be playing in Boston. He'll still be playing in New York. So I think he's made for the American League East. And I think that the Orioles organization is made for him to get up there pretty quickly.
I read something, too, keeping a bit the AL East right now as well. Austin Martin got picked up by the Blue Jays. And I read something, I can't remember where I read this, but the careers of these two are always going to be intertwined now because they're both playing in the same division. So that's just another little twinkle in this little, I wouldn't say rivalry, but just kind of a little friendly competition between these two guys, because you know these guys have been chatting back and forth because they're every time we've talked about them, it's always been Austin Martin and then Heston Kjerstad. So
the other thing about Baltimore, it really is, and it's almost forgotten like this. It's a great baseball city. It really is. I mean, that's the Baltimore had no Major League Baseball from like 1905. When they moved from Baltimore to New York. That's the New York Yankees franchise, by the way, was the original Orioles. And then the St. Louis Browns moved to Baltimore in 1956, I think it was, and that's the Orioles. They started to win immediately. I mean, just think about the great players that have come through there. Little Rock's own Brooks Robinson, Frank Robinson, Jim Palmer, Cal Ripken, Eddie Murray, truly great players, but they haven't won a World Series since 1983 or been in a World Series since 1983. And they, were a joke for a long, long time. But Baltimore is a city that has a real passion for Major League Baseball and a real passion for the Orioles. But it's interesting to see maybe, are any Orioles fans crossing over to become Nationals fans now that they're the hot team that wins the World Championship? But I think Kjerstad will play very well in the Baltimore market. Got a text in here from Mike in Fort Smith about a reason that there's Cardinals fans in Arkansas. He says it's the Travelers affiliation, which
that could be.
I think that's overdone a little bit. Admittedly, the Cardinals were the affiliation for the Travelers from 1966 through 2000. My first year at the Travelers was the first year the Cardinals were not the affiliate, and you know what? It didn't hurt attendance very much at all. And there was never really an appreciable jump in attendance at Travelers games of the new ballpark when Springfield came to town, which was the AA affiliate for St. Louis. And I think that the love of the St. Louis Cardinals goes much earlier than the affiliation with the Travelers and the Cardinals. I think it goes back to the giant radio network that the Cardinals had. and guys like, Jack Buck on the radio and Harry Carey on the radio, and people would listen to those games in Arkansas, either on, Blowtorch KMOX or whatever local station picked them up, and the winning helps. The world championships, the 11 of them, or, however many before DeWitt took over, is a big reason why. The affiliation with the Travelers might be a little bit of a reason, but I think that's a bit overdone.
Still going to be fun, though, and I'm not the biggest baseball fan, but I'll try to follow wherever guys go in the draft. When McFadden got drafted by the Raiders, I've always been a Cowboys fan, but I picked up a Raiders jersey, and it's just supporting these guys and always keeping up with them. It'll be fun to see what happens. They're built. I don't know if they're building something, but they've got 4 great players. Blaine Knott's still in the minors, Hadley Rutschman, and now Heston Kjerstad. So they've got something brewing in Baltimore, and if they play it right and keep building, you never know what could happen.
Well, remember, the Houston Astros lost 100 games 3 years in a row and then turned into a big contender with 3 consecutive 100-win seasons. Yes, I know, trash cans banging, signs stolen, everything like that.
I haven't heard about that.
They did turn into a pretty darn good organization nonetheless. So it can happen. It can definitely happen. 877-377-6963. Blaine Knight is confirmed in 20 minutes. I want to ask Knight what he remembers Kjerstad like as a freshman. Not necessarily on the field, but off the field, because they gave him a lot of crap. We're right back.
The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Crabb.
I asked Hunter Yurchek over here at Paragle, I said, look me in the eyes and tell me I'll be dead if we ever play them. And he said, Miss Lisa, you'll be dead. Well, I'm not dead. Before they play in football, maybe I'll be out here at Laredo Cemetery, and y'all can come by and let me know the score.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
River City Bistro is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. River City's dining room is set up for your safety and comfort, or enjoy outdoor dining on the spacious patio. River City Bistro, locally owned and open Monday through Friday 11 to 8. Weekends 10 till 8 for brunch and dinner. Want River City curbside to go? Search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro and order right from the page or on the website at rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
Spring is here and there's no better time to get out of the house and back on the road. Time for the windows rolled down and the radios turned up. Southern Tire Mart proudly offers America's most trusted brands such as Toyo. Trust us for your last-minute getaways, open road adventures, and memories that outlast the drive. When you can rely on your tires, you are free to enjoy the ride. Your Toyo tires are waiting for you at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith. Southern Tire Mart and Toyo, we keep you rolling.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
Back again with our friends at World of Wireless. Phone number still the same. Got a new location, 877-305-DISH. One of the things I see here in your showroom floor is a great display for everything you do besides DISH. You've got a lot of internet offerings. You've got your own internet service. Anything wireless, you pretty well do it here at World of Wireless.
Anything wireless. That's why we're called World of Wireless. So we offer smart home products from the Google Nest line. We have all those available to you with the camera systems, or you can look at the doorbell system, or you can look at the Google Hub, along with our own internet service. So if you live in a rural area and you need internet to make these smart products work, a lot of you don't have good quality internet. We specialize in rural high-speed internet, south of Greenwood, east of Fort Smith, Charleston, Ozark, Mansfield, all those areas. But go to wowfastinternet.com. That's wowfastinternet.com to see if you qualify, and we can get you services in those areas.
Yeah, all you got to do is put in your address, and it'll show you whether or not you live in the coverage area. 877-305-3474 for more details. It's all here at World of Wireless.
For the month of June, Franco Furniture stocked full of Made in the USA. You heard right, Made in the USA furniture and Speed Queen washers and dryers all on sale. Franco Furniture wants you to know we are taking every precaution necessary to keep you safe. We will have hand sanitizer available along with masks. Frank Roll Furniture's #1 priority is keeping our customers safe. In-store no credit check financing. Family owned and serviced after the sale for 27 years. Frank Roll Furniture. 405 4th Street, Barling, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday. Still serving all the 906 specialty items, with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination. Following all of the state guidelines in a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
High drive way back into right field. You can kiss that one goodbye. That cleared the video board. Heston Kjerstad with a grand slam.
The great moments that he gave Arkansas fans at the plate. I still think Heston Kjerstad's most important play at Arkansas involved his glove work. 2 plays at the left field fence his freshman year, one in the regional final against Dallas Baptist, the other in the second game in Omaha in the College World Series against Texas Tech. He made 2 leaping catches at the wall. One of them robbed a homer against Dallas Baptist. The other took away what would have been a run-scoring extra base hit against Texas Tech. And the funny thing about that catch he made against Dallas Baptist smackdown was the inning before he had dropped a routine pop fly to short left field. So
I remember that.
Yeah, he tried to one-hand the thing and dropped it, and then 1 inning later he made a spectacular, yes, one-handed, but leaping, twisting catch with his face being smushed up against the padding at the top of the bullpen wall. That was such a great play. And then I'm reminded, a Twitter follower earlier reminded me of another play that Kjerstad made against Auburn that same season, in which he faked that a ball was hit over the left field fence with an Auburn runner at first base, and allowed the batter and the runner to cross paths on the bases because of him faking them out. And that essentially turned what should have been a home run into a sacrifice fly. That's right. Yeah, he had faked like he caught it. The ball went over the fence, and he faked out the runners. So the batter crossed paths with the runner at first base. I remember that was Auburn's Jay Estes, their second baseman. And instead of it being a 3-run homer, it was a 1-run sacrifice fly, and that was the difference in the game. Kjerstad ended up with a walk-off single in that ballgame. So we'll remember the moonshots. We'll remember the 37 home runs and all of that. I think Kjerstad did great things in the field, too, and I think he will do good things in the field moving forward.
I remember, and I had forgotten about it when Bob was just speaking here with us earlier on the show. I forgot about him almost losing his cool a little bit on that blown strike call.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I forgot about that.
That happened last year, and I remember when he was ejected from the game, and you're like, if there was one person on this team that you would think would never get ejected, it would be Heston Kjerstad. And then he was suspended for the next game, because if you get an ejection as a player, you got to miss the next game. This would probably be. It's like who would be the least popular umpire? The one that throws out Dave Van Horn, or the one that throws out Heston Kjerstad?
Wasn't there one that throws out Dave Van Horn? Because wasn't there? Remind me the umpire that threw him out, or the most unpopular one that of recent memory.
Van Raphorst.
That's right.
Because he was a Texas League umpire, and he threw Dave out before he even came out of the dugout once. And you're like,
that was recently, wasn't it?
Ump show. That was, I think that was the same season.
Oh man.
And that's I heard, I know Ruskin and Zach were talking about this a couple days ago. Have you seen this controversy with Angel Hernandez, who might be the worst Major League umpire? He was caught eavesdropping on a phone call with one of his crew members that Major League Baseball was having trying to talk about some of Hernandez's conduct, which, by the way, steps over the line when you ask a pitcher that threw a no-hitter in a game that you've umpired to autograph 11 balls for you and your crewmates, and then ask one of the I don't know what the term is when somebody that signifies that this really was an autograph from this person. But you got, Major League Baseball has people that they will say, this stamp from this person means that's a legitimate autograph. And he wanted that guy to come in and legitimize the autographs. The thing about Hernandez that's the worst is not just that he's a bad umpire, but that he's an ump show. He's a total ump show. He makes it all about him instead of the game. Yep. An umpire should never do that.
Got a couple good texts in here. Scott from the 479 was talking about your home run stealing catches you were talking about. Isn't that the one that he told the assistants he dreamed of he was going to do that after he dropped the first one?
That's right. I remember because we had Heston in the booth after the game that day.
Yeah.
That was a Sunday afternoon. That was a rubber match game. And, oh, man, I remember because, he had the game-winning hit in the ninth inning, too. And I remember him telling us that. He had a dream that was going to happen. I wonder if he dreamt that he was going to be drafted second overall.
I'm sure every boy that plays baseball like that, you dream of being the first one. Got another good one in here, and this is one of my favorite Heston ones, was Dustin Rogers said Heston, when he plowed over the Texas first baseman, was absolutely priceless.
Well, and that puts him at a level that is really difficult to achieve at Arkansas. That's like Matt Jones running off the field with the horns down.
Supposedly.
He did it as well as he should have. You know my stance about the horns down thing. Go for it. Go for it. Let him see it. Go for it and then taunt him with it. You do something like that to Texas, you are going to be an all-time hero. And that's always going to stand. So, you look at a guy like Heston Kjerstad and the offensive numbers and the home runs and the tape measure shots and the friendliness and everything, and still I'll remember the catches at the fence, and I'll remember him knocking over the Texas first baseman.
Is there one?
And then Cody Clemens, who was the Longhorn second baseman, taking exception to it, and then he kind of took a step to Kjerstad, and then I think he realized, this guy's a little bigger than I am, so I might want to back away.
Is there two things here, and I've got this play here, but this is the very last part of Heston Kjerstad that we'll remember here at Arkansas was this walk-off home run when he beat South Alabama this season. That's one of the last memories you'll have of him.
Franklin takes his lead at first. Michael comes set, will give him a look. But now home to Kjerstad, and it's hit well, right field. Bates looking back, going back. It's out of here! It's a two-run walk-off bomb for Heston Kjerstad, and the Hogs take the series.
It was Mike Grace on the call filling in for me then, and I got a chance to sit there, watch that at-bat as most of the game, and
breaks your heart that you didn't get to do it.
Nah, it's fine. I got a chance to see it. That's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Do you have a favorite Heston call or memory?
Yeah, I do.
What would
you'll have to give me a quick moment here so I can pull it up. I brought this up last night on Twitter, and this is the catch that I'm telling you about from the regional final against Dallas Baptist. Here it is. 2-2, slider, ripped deep to left field, and back is Kjerstad to the wall. He'll leap, and Kjerstad made the catch. Wow! Kjerstad with a home run saving grab over the wall. Yeah. And the Hogs still lead 3-2. Get up out of your chairs, Heston Kjerstad. Yeah,
that's awesome.
That one always stands out to me. It really does. And the other thing that stands out about Kjerstad, I asked him about this on the Zoom presser this morning. Do you know anybody that has a bigger, wide-eyed smile than Heston Kjerstad?
That boy's got a smile on him.
Like, his teeth are brighter than any set of headlights in all of Arkansas. His teeth and his eyes are as wide and as bright as any set of lights at a baseball park than in the state of Arkansas. And it's like, how do you have a smile like that? Well, that's how he is. I asked him about, you remember the photo that he took with Connor Nolan that the baseball program used to promote the team this last year, and it looks like it's right out of Step Brothers. You got Connor sitting on the baseball, the baseball pail, and Kjerstad standing right above him with the Kjerstad smile, and he's got his hands right there on Connor Nolan's shoulder. and it just looks like Step Brothers. It's right out of the movie. So I asked him about it on the Zoom press conference today. He said that's exactly what he and Connor were trying to do. They're best friends. They've lived together, and they decided they wanted to ask the photographer if they could do that on team photo day. And the guy said, let's do it. Took him 5 minutes. It's the best photo that I've seen in the 6 years I've covered Arkansas athletics.
It's great. It's absolutely great. We brought this up with Bob earlier, too. Colin and Greenwood. It's a similar question, but we'll put it towards you. Where does Heston all time as a Razorback, you think? Is he top five?
This is a really difficult question because you've had some really great players. You haven't had any Hall of Famers come through yet. Okay, so maybe the most successful Razorback in the majors is probably Kevin McReynolds or Cliff Lee. And I think you'd have to throw in Dallas Keuchel, too. You got a couple of Cy Young Award winners there.
Yeah.
McReynolds probably – well, McReynolds probably had an MVP robbed because he and Darryl Strawberry split the votes in 1988, and that opened the door for Kirk Gibson. Otherwise, McReynolds probably was a National League MVP at some point, had a really good career. As far as production while he was at Arkansas – I tell you, if he would have been able to finish this season,
oh my God, yes,
he may have ended up with the most home runs in Arkansas baseball history for a career.
Would have been fun to see.
I want to reserve judgment on what Kjerstad's rank is for the rest of the program until we've seen him in the big leagues for a few years. Can't wait to see him get there. But maybe first it'd just be nice if the owners and players come together and find a way to play baseball, right? Yeah, that's first. After the break, it is Blaine Knight, who will be a future teammate of Heston Kjerstad in the Baltimore minor leagues and probably in the Orioles at Camden Yards as well. Blaine Knight after the break with us.
When we rise above alcohol and drugs, we reach for, expect, achieve, and accomplish more. The minute we think about using alcohol or drugs, we lower our chance of living our best life. When we rise above, we respect ourselves and live our best life, not a stressed life. Being drug and alcohol-free has always been the best way to be. Hey, it's my best me. Let's do this. Join the RAAD movement. Challenge yourself to rise above alcohol and drugs. To learn more, find and like us on Facebook. Our Facebook page is Region 2 Partners for Success, and you can reach us at 870-391-3176.
Napa know-how. Get all the quality parts you need at your locally owned Napa. Because right now, when you order from Napa online, you can pick up curbside at your local store in just 30 minutes. Or get your order delivered direct to your door with free one-day shipping on over 160,000 quality parts when you spend $50 or more. Quality parts delivered quickly and safely. That's Napa know-how. Napa know-how. At participating stores, standard ground shipping and exclusions apply.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
New Bud Light Seltzer, huh?
Yep.
And it tastes like a hard seltzer, not a beer?
Yep.
So it's light and refreshing?
Yep.
With a hint of fruit flavor?
Yep.
And 100 calories?
Yep.
You said this is Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
Well, I need to try it.
Yep.
Oh, that tastes great.
Yep.
Now, wait, are you just yupping me?
Nope.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
The disruption due to the COVID-19 pandemic will not soon be forgotten. As a result, business practices are changing almost daily. At times like these, family means everything. Hey, I'm Drake Smith here for Pinnacle Telecom. If you're a customer of Pinnacle Telecom and need assistance during these challenging times, we are here for you. Call us at 479-242-0000 and give us an opportunity to help, because you are family, and family means everything. Pinnacle Telecom, tomorrow's technology today.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic 479-785-2323 or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey!
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Matt Jones rolling out of the bootleg. Hey, he's at midfield. He's at the 40. He's at the 30 of Texas. The 20, the 10. Matt Jones is out of bounds at the half-yard line. Oh, my. What an incredible play call. And Jones, racing downfield, was finally pushed out of bounds after a 60-yard run.
Well, this will be the second time we've had Blaine Knight on the show during the coronavirus pandemic shutdown. Well, it's been a couple of months since we talked with Blaine Knight, Arkansas's ace from the 2018 season, and one of the great all-time Razorbacks. So we've got him on again with hopefully a future teammate, also a former teammate at the same time. Blaine,
someone he knows real well.
That's right. Blaine, it's good to have you on today, man. How you doing? Blaine, you there? I don't know if he hears us very well or at all.
We got him connected. Blaine, you there?
Hey, yeah.
Hey, there he is.
All right, we got you. You hear us, Blaine?
Hey, how are y'all?
Doing good, man. Doing good. I guess, we wouldn't have planned to have you on for a second time during this shutdown, but I had to send in the request with Heston Kjerstad going second overall. He said to the media last night and this morning that you'd contacted him both before and after the draft. So what's your communication with Heston been like, and what was your reaction when you saw the Orioles' first pick yesterday? I think we got some connection issues.
I'll try him again.
Did we lose him on the phone? I guess we did. Hey, if you're driving around in northwest Arkansas, this happens every once in a while. So no problem. We'll work on getting Blaine reconnected with us. We are, you do have the rounds 2 through 5 starting at 4 p.m. today on ESPN2. So where do the Caseys go? Casey Martin was ranked recently by Kylie McDaniel as the 62nd pick, going to the Detroit Tigers. That would put him in the second round, and did not have Casey Opitz being selected.
All right, Phil, let's try it again. I think we're good now for Blaine.
Blaine, you reconnected with us? You there?
Hey, y'all got me?
There we go.
All right, yeah, we got you. All right, so your reaction when you saw the choice by Baltimore yesterday, because all of us were surprised. I wonder what your reaction was as one of Heston's friends.
I mean, I'm fired up for him. I think just like y'all think. I think he's very worthy of the second pick overall. And the bat's there, the athletic ability's gotten better, the speed's gotten better, the defense has gotten better. So I think Baltimore made a really good choice.
You've pitched to him before. I know you pitched to him in scrimmages before the 2018 season. So and obviously he's a different player then. But what is it like to be, especially a right-hander, that comes against a guy like Kjerstad, a left-hander with so much plate coverage and power?
He makes it tough. I remember back his freshman fall, I didn't want to throw to him. Because he covered everything so well. His plate discipline was so good. And if you made a mistake in his hot zone, he made you pay for it. so I remember him being an extremely, extremely tough out. And I'm very thankful he's on my side again instead of against me.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? What was Heston like when he first came to campus? You know, he's got such a wide-eyed, earnest personality, and I want, you know, what was he like? Not necessarily that first season, but that in fall ball. If you remember what Kerstad was like when he first showed up on campus, and how you guys sort of brought him along.
Yeah, when he first showed up, we were like, I mean, he was just kind of a goofball. I mean, you know, just wide-eyed, just goofy, just a goofy kid. And, you know, until we didn't really know what he was doing there or anything else until we saw him hit. And then we're like, oh, well, that makes sense. And so, I mean, we just, you know, he's great to get along with. He's easy to get along with. He's friends with everyone. And, you know, he's a great teammate. And it was really easy to bring him in and just, you know, hang out with him and then let him do his thing on the field.
Yeah, I know. There's always good-natured ribbing between the upperclassmen and the freshmen, and I even saw Kerstad do that, you know, this year as one of the team leaders in his junior season, and I know that he reacted very well to that. So you guys knew pretty quickly that you had a good teammate who just seems to fit into not just the Arkansas baseball clubhouse, but overall just the atmosphere in baseball. I think Kerstad fits it very well.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he adapts to where he's at really well, and you know, he wasn't like normal freshmen. They come in, they're kind of real quiet. You know, they're really reserved in themselves until they kind of open up and stuff. I mean, he got there. I mean, he was wide-eyed and just ready to go, and you know, and I respected him for that. I mean, because a lot of guys don't do that. You know, they're real kind of they kind of tiptoe into the water, and Heston just dove straight in, and I think he does that, you know, no matter where he's at. And, you know, but I mean, he conforms really well to whatever the scenario or wherever he's at. You know, he always has.
As a prospect in an organization like Baltimore that's lost over 100 games in the big leagues the last 2 years, you've got to feel like, and I know that they've improved this the minor league system in the last couple of years, but you've got to think, you know, for you, for anybody, for Kerstad as well, if you have success in the minor leagues and show it on a consistent basis, you have the sense Baltimore wants to move you up quickly because just because, you know, I think they view, you know, the bubble or the influx of players starting with your draft as the future of Baltimore baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they do want to move guys quick, and you know, I think if you put up good numbers and you have success, and you know, I think they're gonna make sure you're ready. But you know, I think they will move you, and I mean, I think that's the whole goal with this rebuild. You know, I think it started with 2018, that draft class that we had, and you know, we're developing those guys and the guys that were last year's class, and now the guys coming in this year. You know, I mean, we're getting a lot of really good players that I think are going to be impact players here in the near future. And you know, I think you'll see Baltimore start rising up and start playing really well and competing really well here in the near future.
I always thought Baltimore was a great baseball town, you know, but I'm thinking more of like the 80s and the 90s up until, you know, when the Yankees beat them in 96 and started that Yankee dynasty. You had a chance to visit Baltimore last year, correct, and actually go to a game at Camden?
Yes, sir.
So what was the atmosphere like at Camden Yards? What's the ballpark like? What do you think of Baltimore as a sports city?
I mean, you know, I compare O's fans to Hog fans. You know, they love baseball, and you know, they're all about it. They back us up 100% of the time, and you know, the atmosphere there is it's incredible. It really is. And you know, that field, I mean, I think it's probably my favorite field. You know, I mean, I'm not being biased. I mean, just the layout of it and you know, the history that's there with it. You know, it's a lot of fun to be at. And, you know, I think it's going to play really well into Heston's powers and that he has. And you know, it's an awesome park, and you know, I'm really looking forward to, you know, moving up and eventually ending up there and, you know, being there for a long time.
Is there a perception from people outside of Arkansas or maybe outside of the SEC or maybe in the Baltimore organization or in professional baseball overall of what Arkansas baseball is about in a nutshell? Like the sort of player you're getting when you draft a Razorback. What is that national perception of Arkansas Razorback baseball?
I mean, people know what they're getting. They know they're going to get really good athletes that have been developed really well at the college level under Coach Van Horn. And they're going to come in, they're going to know what to do. And, they're just blue-collar workers. I mean, that's what we do up there on the hill. I mean, we're going to be blue-collar. We're going to work until the work's done. And, we win games. That's what we do. And, I think that's the perception that, when you get an Arkansas guy, that's what you're getting. And, I think it's a pretty good reputation, from what Coach Van Horn's had over the years come out of there. He's got a lot of guys in the league that are still playing. And, I think it's because they work hard and, they've been developed right.
Speaking of Blaine Knight here on Halftime, Blaine, we were talking earlier in the show too as well, kind of just maybe starting to become a little bit of an Orioles fan just because we like to follow where the Razorbacks go. So, I'll leave the mic open to you. Give me a good pitch to become a Baltimore Orioles fan.
Hey, best pitch I can give you is, like I said, they're a lot like Hog fans. They love their baseball. We have a lot of good talent coming up, and it's going to be a lot of fun here in the next couple years to see where we're going to be at once everybody gets where they need to be. And I think Michael Lights is doing a really good job at developing this and forming this rebuild. And all I can say is jump on the wagon while you can, because we're fixing to be hammering down here pretty quick.
Got a couple more Razorbacks this afternoon that could be getting drafted, Casey Martin and Casey Opitz. What do you think about what would the Major League organization be getting? And we'll just start with Casey Martin.
You're getting a guy that's extremely athletic that I think you can put him anywhere and he can play anything. And, he's super fast. He's got every tool set that you could have. And, he hits for power. He hits for average. And, I think his swing and miss rate will go down as he matures and gets and, starts to see a little better pitching and as he just gets mature as a hitter. And so, he's a guy you can't pass up on. That's for sure. He's too good to pass up on. And, I think Opitz, he's an incredible catcher. His hitting came along this year from what I saw from the short stint that I was able to watch them. You know what you're getting behind the plate and the hitting's coming around. So, I think you got two really good guys that teams don't want to pass on. And, you're going to want them in their organization to start helping them win games for sure.
Just another couple minutes here with Blaine Knight. Blaine, I wonder what your advice would be to a high school pitcher that is balancing whether to go to college and let's say to go to Arkansas or to go pro. And obviously it depends on where you're drafted and family concerns sometimes have something to do with it. But we've also seen. Dave Van Horn told us a couple of months ago that he will tell parents of incoming players to allow their sons to be bought out of college for no less than $2 million. So I wonder if you're asked the same sort of advice. Would you give a dollar figure? Are you talking about the coaches that you play for? What's your advice to a high school player to make that decision between pro or college?
I think it's different with each guy based on, their situation in life at that point in time. But, if it's life-changing money, you got to do what you got to do. But do I think going to college, and especially an SEC program, and, and developing more and getting better underneath that program, I think that's a huge factor as far as, like, your draft stock versus high school going all the way through 3 years of college. And I think college helps a lot, but like I said, it's different for each kid. If it's life-changing money for you, then it's hard to turn down.
All right, last question here, Blaine, and it's from the 870. A texter sent this in. I feel like I wouldn't have asked you this because I'm not sure if you would answer it. This guy wants you to give up your best fishing spots. So is that something you would think about doing? One spot, one fishing hole, or is it all private?
Okay, well, right now it's been pretty tough because the water. Right now it's pretty tough because the water's up. But you
don't have to give up your favorite one. You can just give up like some of your other favorites,
or you can say no. These are my spots. I'm not doing this.
I don't really have any certain spots. Me and Josh, we fish the Arkansas River a lot, and when the water's right there, you can catch a lot of fish. You can catch a lot of good ones. As far as Northwest Arkansas, Beaver Lake's tough. That's all I can tell you. You're flipping a coin when you're going out there. But, my favorite spot to fish is the river when I'm with Josh. We have a lot of fun out there. So, all I can tell you is best of luck on that one. There's not really just any honey holes out there. You just got to find the right day.
He ain't giving up his fishing holes. I've heard that before.
That's a good answer without an answer, Blaine. You obviously know how to answer that question properly. Appreciate your time. Thanks again for doing it. Hope you get to pitch this year. But if not, I know next year you'll have a good season. Good luck, Blaine.
Thank you all. Appreciate it.
You got it. It's Blaine Knight. Love talking baseball with him. I can't wait to watch him and Kerstad in the same lineup in Baltimore. Hey, guess what? Live music returns today. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. That's right. 7 to 10 p.m. Gary Hutchinson is playing at 906 Garrison Avenue in Fort Smith. Plus, great new menu items from the kitchen. All your old favorites are there, too. And 906 continues to abide by all the social distancing guidelines. And they have the state-of-the-art airflow system going perfectly, so you're always going to have the freshest environment at 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Sample, indulge, and escape. 906 Garrison Avenue, downtown Fort Smith. You can look them up on Facebook for their specials and events. One more segment to wrap up the show. The cherry on the top is halftime homework. Stay tuned.
Father's Day, June 21st, the day we honor those special dads. And Jelco Outdoors has hundreds of gift ideas. For the dad that loves to go fishing, Jelco Outdoors has all the best brands in rods, reels, tackle, baits, and accessory gifts. Viridian Casting Rod and Reel Combo, $69.99. Hook and Drake Fishing Clothing, 25% off. Habit Fishing Shirts, $19.99. Save $100 off on any new canoe fishing kayak. Jelco gift cards always fit. Jelco Outdoors in Fort Smith, your Father's Day gift headquarters.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
Kevin Hickey Law has a great team of people who are dedicated to your legal cares. Kevin Hickey's law team is made up of experienced, caring individuals centered around divorce, child and custody, DHS matters, and more, serving the Fort Smith area and Northwest Arkansas. Make the right decision. Call Kevin Hickey Law at 479-434-2414, and for Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560, or the web at kevinhickeylaw.com, where our clients are our main priority from start to finish.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Have your travel plans changed? Looking for a place that's close to home and keep your family safe? Gaston's White River Resort is located on the beautiful White River. They offer private accommodations in their lodges and cabins. Most cabins have a fully equipped kitchen or let their restaurant staff deliver to your cabin. Call 870-431-5202 and change your plans to Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time, every time.
Hey, it's Phil Elson. Join me, Matt Smackdown Jenkins, and Matty T this Friday, noon to 2, for a live edition of Halftime at the all-new Knockouts Haircuts for Men on Phoenix Avenue, right across from Gasano's Pizza in Fort Smith. Come in and check out Fort Smith's newest place to get a haircut and a cold beer. We'll talk sports. We'll see who's got the best hair. That's Halftime Live, noon to 2 this Friday at the all-new Knockouts Haircuts for Men, Phoenix Avenue, Fort Smith, across from Gasano's.
Tommy Kraft here for The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building your next fence. The Fence Man recently built new gates for my existing fence. The whole process was easy, quick, and most importantly, affordable. Plus, 18 months same as cash financing with approved credit is now available with The Fence Man. If you need a new fence, gate, or anything that involves a fence, call The Fence Man, 479-782-3936. That's 782-3936. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Your sports team is vastly inferior. That's simple.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP, at Matt Travis, and at Matt Jenkins 44. Have a smart speaker? Just say play ESPN Arkansas to listen to Halftime anywhere you go.
ESPN Arkansas from tuning.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Still got about a week to enter the Father's Day Getaway Contest, brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort. Just go to hitthatline.com. Click on the Father's Day link at the top of the page. One grand prize winner enjoys 3 nights lodging at deluxe accommodations at Gaston's, 2 days of trout fishing with up to 3 people on the famous White River with a guide, $200 gift certificate at Gaston's restaurant, and many other prizes from our sponsors. All we're going to ask for is your email address, first, last name, phone number, and postal code, and you are instantaneously entered. You can enter once per day at hitthatline.com for the Father's Day Giveaway 2020, brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort.
First-class time, every time.
All right, I wanted to play this bit from Hunter Yurachek that just came up on Sirius XM Sports Twitter account. Now, for those of you who are desperate to have a full Razorback Stadium, or at least allow full capacity at Razorback Stadium, maybe the best way to put it, we do have a spike in COVID-19 cases. So, I mean, just listen to Hunter Yurachek say, if you want full stadiums, follow the guidelines.
You know, here in the state of Arkansas, we've seen a spike in the last 2 weeks, very candidly, and especially here in Northwest Arkansas. So we're still in kind of that phase 1 of the plan, and if we had to make that decision today, that would be 33% capacity at Razorback Stadium, and that's why we're not going to make that decision today. We hope that Arkansans will do what is necessary so that we can get to September the 5th. And, you know, everybody's got to kind of take responsibility not only for their own health, but the health of their family members, their co-workers, and people that live in their communities. And if we're going to get to September 5th, it's not going to be what Coach Pittman and I do here on this campus. It's going to be what Arkansans do across this state to make sure that happens.
It's interesting, too. I mean, so often fans want to wonder, what can I do for Arkansas football? Well, you know what you can do? Mask up, wash those hands, stay home as much as possible as we are opening up into phase 2 next week. Keep these guidelines in mind. You want to help Arkansas football? Let's do everything we can to have 100% capacity for opening day in September. I think if you want college football, then believe that this thing is real, and let's do everything we can to slow the spread.
Amen.
With that said, halftime homework.
What kind of homework assignment? I have a tough assignment. I'm thinking we should talk about the homework assignment.
Dude, did you do all your homework last night?
I'm not doing it. This is hard.
You really did your homework, didn't you?
It's time for halftime homework.
What do you boys have for me today?
I love this because we're doing like baseball food, right?
Yes.
Baseball stadium food here?
Yeah, so I put this together for the Morning Rush. They do Trivia Thursday every day, and I know that us three like to pick on Ty quite a bit. So the way that it works on there, if you haven't been listening, the loser of the week previously will pick the genre or the subject matter for next week's trivia game.
It's okay to say the French word genre. That works fine, too.
But I'm in charge of coming up with the questions. So today, Ty picked out, with the draft and everything, Major League Baseball concession stand food. Ty got one correct. He picked the category. I went through about 15.
Okay.
He got one correct. So only thing I need you and Matty T to do is get 2 right. Just 2. That way we can say you're better than Ty.
All right, Matty T, you ready for this, ma'am?
I'm ready.
So
I was born ready.
So here's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I know you are. I am.
I'm going to read you a description of a food item. You tell me the baseball team.
Okay.
Not the stadium, just the team. I made it easy for them. So
have at it.
You just got to I need you to get 2 right. That way we could be better than Ty. So the closer is not for the faint of heart. It is a triple-decker grilled cheese sandwich stuffed with 9 different types of cheeses.
Milwaukee Brewers.
And adorned with candied bacon. Does this come from the Pittsburgh Pirates, St. Louis Cardinals, or the Philadelphia Phillies?
That's the Phillies.
It is not the Phillies.
I'm going to go with the Pirates.
It is the Pirates. It's your Pittsburgh Pirates.
I thought it would be Milwaukee because of all the cheese.
Tommy did too. Tommy said the exact same. As soon as I said non-cheese, he said Milwaukee.
So you're giving us, this is multiple guess.
Yes, multiple choice.
All right, I got you. I'm going to give you a real guess before you give us our 3 options.
Perfect. That's fine with me. All right. The Scoop Banana Split. The powers that be in this stadium decided that a mini helmet full of soft-serve ice cream wasn't good enough for their fans. Instead, they chose to offer a full-size batting helmet filled with 12 scoops of ice cream, several bananas, whipped cream, strawberry sauce, chocolate drizzle, and cherries in what has to be the biggest confectionery treat in Major League Baseball.
San Diego Padres.
Incorrect.
All right.
You got a guess, Maddie, of a town?
I was thinking California.
California. It's nowhere out west. It's all out east. So the Chicago White Sox or the Cincinnati Reds.
So that's going to be the Reds.
It's actually the Chicago White Sox.
I thought it would be California because it sounds like the Ziggy Piggy from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
You boys like bacon?
Who doesn't? Well, I know plenty of people that I grew up with.
In moderation.
So this place it's called Bacon Flight. They've got barbecue spice, brown sugar glaze, black pepper, and jalapeno. You can order a flight of bacon at this stadium with thick sticks of flavored goodness that'll elevate your spirits, even as the opposing team raises a score. Does this come from the Chicago Cubs, the White Sox, or the Braves? Atlanta Braves.
That's the Braves.
I'm going to go with the Cubs.
It is the Chicago White Sox again.
Wow.
Man, you boys are doing just as good as Ty Richardson.
I don't see any connection between the foods and where they're at, though.
That's my
We're trying to think regionally,
okay,
and
here,
there's no connection.
You should get this one. You should. Morfadilla. It is a shredded cheese, pico de gallo, beef brisket, and more are fitted into a 24-inch quesadilla.
Oh, this is the Texas Rangers.
That is the Texas Rangers.
I'm thinking because of the proximity to Mexico.
Yep. Laid on a bed of Doritos.
They also have a boomstick at Texas Rangers games, which is just like the biggest thing you've ever seen.
The Burgeritza. None are as bizarre as the Burgeritza, which is, just as the name implies, a burger inside of a pizza.
This is like the New York Mets.
This has got to be a New York thing.
It is actually Atlanta Braves.
Ah, wow.
Yes, a city that's so well known for its pizza.
Exactly.
Let's see here. The D-Bat Dog is a 18-inch corn dog stuffed with jalapenos, cheddar, and most importantly, bacon. The D-Bat Dog is available. The D-Bat, come on, Phil. D-Bat
that is in Denver.
Think about what I'm saying. D-Bat.
Rockies games.
No, think about what I'm saying. D-Bat. Arizona Diamondbacks.
The D-Bat. Oh, all right. D-backs.
Well,
D-backs.
Maddie T, you tied Ty, so
none of these food items say anything about the city that they actually come from.
All I know is I was starving after that.
I was waiting to hear for crab cakes for Kerstad. Kerstad crab cakes. That's going to be on the menu at Camden Yards at some point, folks. Tomorrow we'll be with you at Knockouts in Fort Smith.
River City Bistro is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. River City's dining room is set up for your safety and comfort. Or enjoy